From the heart of Southeast Oklahoma, this is Election Night 2026. The polls are now closed. The voting is over, and the counting begins. Tonight, the future of Oklahoma starts to take shape as results come in from races across McCurtain County and throughout the state. Who will win? Who will advance? Will there be any runoffs? Those are the questions, Laney J. I'm Jay Lindly along with Laney J tonight in a special edition of Jay and Laney J Live. Good evening.
Good evening, Jay. This is a very exciting evening.
It really is.
It is.
Yes. I don't know exactly how many votes were cast yet, but we'll find that out as well. See if it was because we had a lot of contested races out there.
We did.
So I expect a fairly decent turnout for a governor election or an off presidential year.
Yes, I agree. It's going to be good, though. It's going to be very interesting to see how it's all going to turn out. And that's what we're doing here, sharing these results with you guys.
Absolutely. So we've got some music lined up. A big thank you to our sponsors that help make this broadcast possible.
That's right. Idabel National Bank, Cheryl's Pharmacy, and Nova right here in downtown Broken Bow.
A big thank you to our sponsors once again. This is election night coverage. We will be here until things are called.
Yeah.
We'll call it that. Obviously, nothing will be official tonight, so we just want to give that little reminder. None of the results we announce on the air tonight will be official until the McCurtain County Election Board certifies those.
That's right. Yep. Oh, it's going to be interesting.
I'm excited. I know a lot of people are excited about different races for different reasons, whether you have skin in the game, maybe it's a friend or a family member that's running, whatever the case is. We look forward to a great election night, and we got your coverage right here. Also, I'm looking forward to possibly getting to speak to any of the candidates that would like to give us a call on the air tonight. If you maybe, I would even speak to candidates that don't win, maybe that want to concede a loss. So,
Yeah, because, we'd like to hear from them also, too, see what their future plans are. What
Absolutely.
they, plan on doing in the future, so.
Well, the polls are closed, everybody. They closed about 6 minutes ago now.
Right. Still nothing available yet, so
okay.
We'll see
All
what
right.
happens.
Now, we will be checking in at least for this full hour. We were kind of talking off the air about the fact that we'll probably be able to wrap this up in about an hour.
Yeah, I don't think that it's going to take very long.
Yeah.
So, that's just my personal opinion.
And I think those first set of precincts will probably roll in about 15 or 20 minutes after 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., excuse me.
Yeah.
So after those polls close.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. It'll be a little bit.
All right. Well, with that, again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors that help make this broadcast possible. We'll be back with, after a local break, we've also got, I decided, what better way to be a little community-oriented than to play some
Our locals.
That's
what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The local music scene is supported by everybody. So.
The local music scene is huge, too. So I figured I'll kick it off with some Cody Glenn Cox, Fallen, on Best Country 106. It's election night 2026. We've got your coverage. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Good evening once again, and welcome to election night 2026 on Best Country 106. I'm Jay Lindley. Alongside
Laney J. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live coverage of the election results for tonight.
Thank you for spending your evening with us as we track election results across McCurtain County and, of course, all the statewide polls as well.
That's right.
Now, if you're just joining us, polls closed at 7 o'clock. They closed already. Election officials across the state are now beginning the process of reporting those results. And over the next hour or so, we'll start getting in those first numbers. So
yes, we will. It's we've only got actually the only thing we have in here right now is absentee mail and early voting. So
awesome sauce.
Yeah,
awesome
that's
sauce.
all we got. None of the precincts have reported. I can't even talk. I reported in yet. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that.
Of course, we did have state question number 832, the initiative petition number 446. This one was commonly referred to as the Raise the Minimum Wage bill. We'll see how that one does across the state as well. Yeah, Mace, we're doing a nighttime show.
We are.
We do have inside the studio video going on. If you want to watch along on TikTok, you can join us off the air when we go to commercial break. We'll be chatting along with the chat there. We've got people all over the state joining us in TikTok. So big shout out to everybody joining us. It'll be interesting to see how some of these races play out.
That's right. I'm loving it. I'm excited about the results.
Me too. Absolutely. Yeah. Tonight we're going to be watching these local races right here in Southeast Oklahoma. Of course, some hotly contested local races, not even talking statewide stuff. We'll also be keeping an eye on voter turnout numbers because I'm very interested to see how many people showed up to the polls. I'd even take a phone call this evening if you voted right there close to 7 o'clock. What polling place did you vote at, and what number were you? What polling place did you vote at, and what number are you? Because that would kind of give us an idea.
That was interesting. I had a friend who posted who said she wanted to be the first one at her precinct, but she was number 6.
Oh, dang.
But she was excited about that.
Yeah.
You know, because she
Lots
got
of
there.
early voters then.
Yeah, just a few minutes after the time started, and, you know, the people were leaving. And so it's just she said she was number 6.
Okay. Now, are the absentee ballots generally those first ones that will come in? Those first numbers we'll see?
Yes, we actually have the absentee and the early voting.
All right, let's get into it then. We got some numbers for you already?
Yeah, there's not very many.
Okay,
actually.
well, hey, we have something for you, though. That's cool. I didn't expect to have it this early, but I guess it is about 16 minutes after 7 o'clock.
So as we go let's just get started with McCurtain County Commissioner District 3.
Okay, District 3. That's the first thing that pulls up. That's what we'll talk about first.
Yeah, and this is for early voting and absentee mail. So right now, Bill Moore has 11% of the vote. Doug Elledge is 8%. Johnny Caldwell's 24%. John Lowry's 22%, Mitch Bishop is 15%, and Robert Beck is 17%. So that's out of 105 total votes, actually. So these are just absentee and early voting. Now, for McCurtain County District 1, Jesse Jones had 7 votes. Crystal Jocelyn had 3. John Wayne Williams has 33. Clint Bray has 8. And Dale Broussard has 0. That is for absentee and early voting because Election Day results, none of the precincts have reported yet. As far as tax assessor goes, Justin Graham has 156 and Justin McCarroll has 106. So wow. There was 237 early voters altogether. So that's what we got there.
Very cool.
Yeah, I was very happy to see that. Is very good. Chris White is this is for McCurtain County State Representative District 1. Chris White, 106 votes. George Phipps, 86. Wes Watson, 21. And Austin Lord, 59. So Chris is leading in that with the absentee and early voting. So it's pretty interesting to see how that's come in. So I'm going to refresh. Excellent.
Well, while you do that, we'll get back into, so again, this is the statewide and local election coverage right here on Best Country 106. Of course, you can join us if you're driving right now and you're going to lose the signal in your car. You could always join us on the Southeast Oklahoma radio app, and you can join us online at seokradio.com.
That's right.
So go ahead and log into those if you'd like. Of course, you can also join us at KKBI FM inside the studio here on TikTok. Back to because it's all about community, we've got local musicians all evening long going to provide the entertainment for you guys for this election coverage. Here's Browning Snyder because we're in Oklahoma,
That's
baby.
Right.
Take me back. If you leave, you're coming back. Good evening once again. Welcome to Election Night 2026 on Best Country 106. I'm Jay Lindley.
And I am Laney J. You guys, welcome. We're covering the election results for local and statewide. The only thing that we have locally right now is what I told you about earlier. It's the absentee and the early voting is what we've got. So for County Commissioner District 3, your front runners in that is Johnny Caldwell with 24% of the vote, John Pee Wee Lowry with 22% of the vote, Mitch Bishop with 15%, Robert Beck with 17%, Bill Moore with 11%, and Doug Elledge with 8%. So that is just for the early and absentee.
Okay, so can I pause you there? Oh, no, actually, let's go ahead and finish running through that local stuff.
Okay, and for County Commissioner District 1, John Wayne Williams is leading in that with 64% of the vote. And Clint Bray with 15%, Jesse Jones with 7%, Crystal Johnson was 5%, and Dale Broussard with, was 0. Okay.
That was the absentee ballots.
These are the absentee ballots and the early voting. The other one we have, Justin Graham had 156 votes, and Justin McCarroll had 106 in that early voting and absentee mail. And then on the state representative, just for our county, Chris White and George Phipps are the front runners in that. Following closely behind is Austin Lord and Wes Watson, but that involves multiple counties.
Okay.
So I'll have to look at the statewide for that one.
Okay.
So
awesome.
As far as locally, that's what you got.
Very cool. Very cool. Is it an easy switch over to statewide stuff now? Well, actually, now this is a great time to pause here because for those that may have heard some of those numbers, let's use, was it Caldwell and Lowry as the example? I believe those were the two closest.
Yeah.
With, what was the percentage of the vote? Do you remember?
It was 24%.
20-something to something. Yeah. Okay, so to 22-something or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So with that being said, in Oklahoma, a candidate must receive a majority of the vote, meaning more than 50%, to avoid a runoff in a primary election. If no candidate gets a majority, the top two vote getters advance to a runoff election. So if we were just using, let's say, what we see now in the early voting, is the true results, would be the true results, then it would be a Caldwell-Lowry runoff, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's how it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So that's kind of the breakdown there. Now we have talked, and you've probably heard talk about a runoff election amongst some of the Republican candidates in the county. I don't know if any of the Democratic candidates or independents had enough people that would constitute a runoff.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
So we'll know more about that a little bit later. If you guys are interested in the statewide for governor,
yes, we are.
We do have election day early voting and absentee mail votes that are in with. There's only 10% of the precincts reporting right now out of 1,984.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a lot. But
a lot.
Your leader for governor right now is Gettner Drummond has 28%. Mike Mazie has 27%. Right below that is Chip Keating with 16%. Jake Merrick with 12%, as well as Charles McCall with 12%. So, and then Kenneth Sturgill with 1%, Jennifer Domenico with 1%, and we actually have a person who's running for governor from here in Broken Bow, Caleb Taylor. He has right now 176 votes, so that's quite a bit.
Well, that's cool.
For lieutenant governor,
yes,
with just 10 out of 1984, so we've got 38,000 votes out there right now, statewide. Victor Flores, well, let me not go in the line. T.W. Shannon has the most votes right now with 20,590.
Okay, wow.
The one right under that would be Daryl Weaver with 5,680. David Ostro with 3,738. So, T.W. Shannon is definitely leading in that at this moment, but there are still a ton of precincts that the majority of the precincts haven't reported.
Right.
So, it's just interesting to see.
All right.
And for Superintendent of Public Instruction, this was one. And right now, Robert Franklin's at 23%. The rest of those 37,000 votes is pretty much split between all the candidates.
Okay.
So Tony Hassenbeck, John Cox, James Taylor, Adam Pugh, Deborah Hurley, and William Crozier. This is going to be a very close race.
Okay, awesome sauce. All right, well, there you go. Of course, we are covering your statewide and local elections as it's happening, as the number of votes come in. We're going to keep you updated with that, so we'll be refreshing throughout. So we're going to jump back into some local music. It was a 2 for Tuesday, but I didn't get my second of Cody Glenn Cox earlier. So I figured, we were talking about the sponsors, and a big shout out to all of our sponsors that help make this broadcast possible. But I said, after this election, it won't be hard to get a good beer sponsor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my goodness. That's right.
Here's Beer Talking with Cody Glenn Cox from Best Country 106. Good morning. No. It's good evening. Election night 2026 continues on Bass Country 106. I'm Jay Lindley.
And I'm Laney J, giving you your election results. I'm loving it. We still
She's
don't
getting some attitude. It already sounds.
Do I have an
we
attitude?
We can't do anything without acting like brother and sister,
That's
even when we're
true.
trying to be serious on election day.
Well, I was asking Octave for tips a while ago.
Oh, and by the way, I told y'all I wouldn't try to influence you on who to vote for, obviously, because that's part of my duty, I think, as an entertainer of the masses here in the community. It's before the election was over, I didn't talk about anything, who should be voting for who. Now that the polls are closed, here's who you should vote for. No, I'm kidding.
I was waiting for it. Okay. Fine.
In District 3, this is how many votes I think these people will get. No.
Stop it. You trying to get us in trouble.
I'm trying to entertain the people that wouldn't be normally entertained by normal newsy style.
Normal newsy stuff.
Politicking.
Boring.
Yeah. So you know us guys, we can't really hang like that too long. We made it for 40 minutes being not funny. So
Yeah.
hey, they're laughing up there, so I'll take it. All right, so do we have any updates on the numbers, Laney J?
We don't
Okay.
for locally. There is just maybe 2 more precincts reporting.
Oh, do we have 2 more precincts reporting?
Not in McCurtain County.
Okay. I'm just okay.
I will tell you though, for state representative District 1, right now Chris White is 39.96% of the vote. George Phipps is 31% of the vote. Austin Lord, 16% of the vote, and Wes Watson, 11% of the vote. That's with just 3 out of 42 precincts reporting.
Okay, so that's 3 precincts.
For the state
For that one.
representative,
Okay.
yeah. 'Cause there are a few
They're different.
counties.
Yeah, different. Yeah. Okay.
But for
awesome.
McCurtain County, it still says 0% of precincts reporting.
So we haven't even been counted yet.
No.
These are all outside of the county.
That's right.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that gives you a little update there. So we're about 41 minutes in, and we've had that first round of numbers come out. But in the McCurtain County elections specifically, we have had no new numbers.
No, none.
Okay.
I'm going
all
to go
right.
back and check. That's what we're waiting for. I figured, we would be done pretty early, but we're not. So still don't have one.
One thing that's easy to overlook or forget on election night is the amount of work that goes into today's process. Big shout out to the poll workers.
That's right. You're right. They be working hard. They do a lot.
They arrived before sunrise this morning to prepare polling locations, verify equipment, and help voters throughout the day.
Yes.
And they ain't done, baby.
No, they're not. They have a lot to do. They got a big job. It's important. So.
All right, so now that the polls have closed, of course, we're 42 minutes into those polls being closed. Election officials all across Oklahoma are starting the process of collecting, verify, and reporting those results from hundreds and hundreds. How many precincts did you say in that one? 1,000 something?
1,984.
So that could take a little while.
That's true. I do have an update for your McCurtain County assessor.
Perfect.
We have 3 of 30 precincts reporting now. Justin Graham has 303 votes. Justin McCarroll has 188.
Okay.
Moving on to McCurtain County Commissioner, District 1. 1 precinct reporting, so 9% of the vote is what's being reported now.
So far, okay.
John Wayne still in the lead with 87. Clint Bray trailing behind with 35. Dale Broussard with 13. Jesse Jones with 13. And Crystal Jocelyn with 7.
Okay.
So
7%
yes,
of the vote.
7.
Gotcha.
Oh, no, 7 votes.
7
period.
votes total.
Yeah, that's what I was doing there.
Gotcha. Okay,
So,
my bad.
That is, so absentee ballots, early voting, and election day all counted in there. So
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
that's all we have new for you right now.
That's what we have. So we'll take another quick time out. We'll give you some more local music and Oklahoma-related music because I'm just loving it right now. And then we'll be back with some more details. Matter of fact, we'll probably go ahead and play a couple breaks and wait for the next true updates.
Okay.
Once those percentages change once again, we'll break back in here. So it could be 5 or 10 minutes.
That's right. And a lot of times, boom, you get everything all at once.
Exactly.
So,
a lot of times you're like, oh, we got one, and then we start talking, and then boom, 32 precincts pop in at once.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you never know how it's going to happen.
That's
so
right.
Looking forward to it. All right, we'll be back. We got some Tice Buck, who was once a TikTok musician. Spotlight. It was a great song with Oklahoma State of Mind on Best Country 106, 2026 election coverage. Welcome back to election coverage 2026. As we wait for those first numbers to arrive, let's talk turnout. Historically, local elections often come down to a surprisingly small number of votes, Laney J. Sometimes just a handful of ballots can determine the outcome of many races. We heard a couple of races are a little closer than one might want if you're on the upper side of that. Now let's talk numbers, Laney J. This is the governor's election, so it's not the most popular election in this area. 2
Right.
years ago, we had the presidential election, and we've had large numbers show up for those elections. But these governor's races, I'm calling it that because that's what the major one on the statewide ballot is, which is also the state representative here as well, or one of our state representative as well as the couple of county commissioners, the treasurer. Obviously, those are locals, but we don't usually get a lot of turnout. What was the last governor's race, which would have been 2022?
Yeah, 2,159 people voted for governor in that race.
2,000, and that's in McCurtain County.
Yes.
So 2,159
Yes.
voters in McCurtain County just 4 years ago. Okay. All right.
That is correct.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate that information. Given any updates, have we had any refreshes that were successful in new information yet?
For District 1, we still just have 1% or 1 of 11 precincts reporting there. So that is the same. John Wayne is in the lead with 56% of the vote. For McCurtain County tax assessor, 7 of those precincts have reported.
Ooh.
Justin Graham is in the lead with that with 57% of the vote, and Justin McCarroll has 42% of the vote.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the state representative. So actually, this is really close. For state representative District 1, there's 9 of 42 precincts reporting. Chris White has 35% of the vote right now. George Phipps has 30% of the vote.
Oh, so that closed the gap a little bit.
Yes.
Since the last time we've talked.
It keeps getting closer. Austin Lord has 21%. Wes Watson has 12%. So
I believe Austin Lord went up a little bit in that as well. Okay.
He did. So, like I said, though, there's 9 of 42 reporting in that area. So that's where we're at with that.
Excellent.
As far as your county commissioners and your tax assessors, not all the precincts, it's the same. So just a few precincts are reporting. So it won't be long. They'll get all of them in. Now, these are unofficial results tonight. They are not made official, I think, until Friday, actually. They may call it tomorrow. I don't know, but I read something earlier that said that they would not be official until Friday. I'm just not sure where I read that at.
Okay.
It could have been some bogus thing I was looking at, because if it's on the internet, it's true.
It's got to be true, right?
It's true.
Absolutely.
Charles McCall is leading for governor, So not by much, though. That's going to be a close race as well.
Charles McCall.
Yeah.
I interviewed him on the Hosting Hochtown podcast a little while back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty nice guy, huh?
Yeah. No.
Cool.
It's a politician.
Let's see. I'm just checking here to see if we have any. And, of course, Josh Burkeen is leading for United States Representative, District 2.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that race is pretty close. Man, it's crazy how close it is, but okay. So, yeah, nope, no new precincts reporting for the rest of them on County Commissioner District 3. Johnny Caldwell, that is still in the lead there with 29% of the vote. Right behind him is John Pee Wee Lowry with 22%. Mitch Bishop with 16%. Robert Beck with 15% of the vote. Bill Moore with 9%. And Doug Elledge with 6%.
Okay. That sounds like some new numbers, too, as well.
Yeah.
Or is that a couple more precincts added there?
Actually, it still says 1 out of 9.
Okay.
So the same as District 1. So
maybe I was just mixing up District 1 and District 3.
No.
Could have been.
No way.
Could have been.
No way.
On the numbers.
I said no.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much again for joining us. Big shout out to our sponsors.
That's right. Cheryl's Pharmacy, Nova Cannabis Company, and
Audubon
National Bank,
baby. We'll be back. Election night 2026 continues on Best Country 106. I'm Jay Wesley Lindley.
And I'm Laney J.
Since our last update, we've seen a handful of precincts report their numbers statewide, but at this point we're still very early in the process and not a lot of movement here in McCurtain County.
No, there's actually not. We have 3 precincts out of 11 reporting for McCurtain County Commissioner District 1. John Wade is in the lead with 226 votes. Clint Bray closely behind him with 152. Wow. Dale Broussard now has 34 votes. Crystal Jocelyn has 32. And Jesse Jones has 29. Now, over in District 3, we've got 2 out of 9 precincts reporting. 387 votes total. 94 of those are for Mitch Bishop. Johnny Caldwell has 90 votes. John Pee Wee Lowry has 64. Doug Elledge has 66. Robert Beck has 40. And Bill Moore has 33. So that's where we're standing with that.
And you will notice those numbers will fluctuate.
Yes.
As different precincts, which are different parts of the county, come in. You know, some of your candidates will have more pull in North County or in South, in portions of the voting area. So as those precincts come in, you'll see some of that reflect that in those. Some polls will be like, I mean, if you just did that precinct alone, it may be 75% for this person.
Right.
And then 25% for the other, whereas precinct down the road may be 50-50.
Right.
So
like the Baptiste Public Schools Independent School District number 71, the proposition for Baptiste schools right now, there is 19 that voted yes, 17 that voted no.
Oh, wow.
That's 1 out of 6 precincts. And this, I was curious about this one.
Those propositions have to pass by like 60% of the vote, right?
I think so.
Okay.
State Question 832 Initiative Petition number 446. Mm-hmm. Statewide, this is right now, against the proposal is at 57%. For the proposal is at 42%.
So, wow.
Yeah.
How many precincts coming in statewide on that?
1984 and 967 have reported.
So a little, almost half.
Almost half.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's too early to call anything, but that
Right.
does sound like the from what's coming in. Now, of course, we can't tell you right off the from that view there. We can't tell you whether those are urban precincts versus country. The outlying precincts outside of the city area. So you never know exactly what votes come in from where. Again, we just talked about that. So,
on the
when it comes to those statewide, so.
Yes, no, the state representative District 1, 19 to 42 precincts have been, so about 45%.
Okay,
have come in. Chris White has a total of 805. George Phipps has 666 votes. Austin Lord has 342, and Wes Watson has 316. So Chris White and George Phipps are still leading that. He's about 6% ahead of George Phipps.
Okay. All right. So, and again, we discussed this earlier in the show, but we do want to reiterate that in those situations where there are 3 or more candidates, a candidate has to get over 50% of the vote, or there will be a runoff between the 2 top vote getters.
That's right.
So again, if let's say the biggest got 49% of the vote, and the next guy got 32% of the vote, then the third guy got 15% of the vote. Those top 2 would be in a runoff election in August, if I'm not mistaken.
August is the runoff. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. We're barely getting results to trickle in, but once they come in, once they start rolling in, we'll start getting those updates real quickly.
Yeah, so hopefully that will really be coming in soon.
All right. Awesome sauce. Thank you so much. Election nights are fun. I like bringing you the coverage.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, stay with us. Election
right.
night 2026 continues on Best Country 106, SoutheastOklahomaRadio.com, and the Southeast Oklahoma Radio app. It's a country night. We're all together. I'm glad we went out and voted.
Me too.
8:24 on election night 2026, and we're still seeing precincts report in at a pretty steady but slow pace across Oklahoma. While we wait for the next batch of numbers, here are some things we're watching tonight. Laney J, number 1, voter turnout. We've talked about this. One of the biggest stories in any election is how many people actually showed up to the polls. Number 2, close races. As more precincts report, we're keeping an eye on those races where the candidates are separate. Y'all good in there?
Yeah, she was talking
Everybody
to me.
sound like somebody fell over and hurt themselves.
No, you almost did.
Okay, just making sure. And then I forgot where I left off on number 2, so we'll go on to number 3, state question 832. And then, of course, runoff possibilities and plenty more to talk about tonight. But we don't have any more updates, do we, right now, Laney J?
We really don't. It's getting a little bit wider between the votes on Chris White and George Phipps for State Representative District 1. 41% for Chris White and 29% for George Phipps. That is with 57% of the votes reporting. So we may see a runoff between Chris White and George Phipps.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And as far as our local goes, we haven't had a new update yet.
Okay, there you go. So still got some precincts that need to chime in here locally, so we haven't had any movement really there, but we are keeping up with that statewide action. So we're going to take another quick break. We'll probably take another 5 or 10, and then we'll come back in and bring you back to up to date. Here's Travis Tritt. We're members of that country club. It's election night 2026. As we continue coverage, here are some major races. Well, it seems like we have an update that came in over the break, Laney J. Just at least one, maybe?
For McCurtain County Commissioner District 1, we have 6 of 11 precincts reporting.
Okay. That's right. Over half, or right about half. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
John Wayne Williams has 378 votes, which is 47% of the vote. Right behind him is Clint Bray with 274, so he's about 100 votes behind John Wayne, so that gives him 34% of the vote.
Okay.
And then Crystal Jocelyn has 6% of the vote, Dale Broussard has 6% of the vote, and Jesse Jones has 5%. So there's that for District 1. Now for District 3, County Commissioner, 7 of 9 precincts have reported.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Johnny Caldwell is in the lead there with 31% of the vote. And next to that is Mitch Bishop with 18% of the vote. Right under him is John Pee Wee Lowry with 17%. Doug Elledge with 16%. Robert Beck with 10%. And Bill Moore with 6%. Robert Beck is the current commissioner there. So that's pretty close. The numbers between John Pee Wee Lowry and Mitch Bishop, Lowry has 208. Bishop has 222. So those numbers are very close. Okay. Johnny Caldwell has 377.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So Johnny Caldwell, that's the front runner as we speak at the moment.
Yes. And, depending on that, sorry, depending on that, we'll see who that runoff is going to be between. It looks like there probably will be a runoff because that is with 7 of 9. I mean, that's 78% of the precincts reporting.
Yeah,
so.
it'd have to be a landslide vote for it to be
absolutely
pulled out like that. So, okay, well, thank you so much. Those are some updates here on our local elections. Now, as we continue election night 2026 coverage, here are those major statewide races we're watching across Oklahoma tonight. U.S. Senate Republican primary, Congressman Kevin Hern has secured the Republican nomination, avoiding a runoff by winning more than 50% of the vote. He'll advance to November's general election. For governor Republican primary, one of the most closely watched races in Oklahoma tonight, candidates include Attorney General Gettner Drummond, of course, former House Speaker Charles McCall, former Public Safety Commissioner Chip Keating, and former State Senator Mike Mazie. A runoff remains possible depending on the final vote totals there. The Governor Democratic Party, House Democratic leader Cindy Munson has won the Democratic nomination and advances to the general election in November. For lieutenant governor, several candidates are competing for their party nominations in the race to succeed term-limited Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell. And those are still pretty heated, apparently. Attorney General, high-profile statewide race tonight as voters choose nominees for Oklahoma's top law enforcement office there in Attorney General. So, obviously, a lot of these races are not figured out yet, but a couple of them, they said, look like have pretty much already been decided there. Unofficially, of course, State Superintendent of Public Instruction says here there's no clear frontrunner there. We may get some of those numbers in here in a little bit. Statewide, question 832, voters statewide. Let's see here. That one's the one that's bringing it up to $15 per hour. And we had numbers on that one.
A
strong no.
Yes.
Coming in from Oklahoma.
I was going to tell you, on Lieutenant Governor, Republican, T.W. Shannon is definitely in the lead there. There has been about 75% of the precincts reporting, and T.W. is at 53% of the vote. So he has 153,800 votes.
He's trying to avoid a runoff, and it looks like he might do it.
Yeah. I like T.W. Shannon.
All right.
What was the other one? The Superintendent of Public Instruction. There is not there is not just a front runner there. Robert Franklin has 22% of the vote, and just under that is James Taylor with 19% of the vote. And then there's an 18% with John Cox, a 16% with Tony Hassenbeck. So
that's really close.
Yeah, it is very close. Let me find that state question.
State question 832. Good morning, Shad.
Where'd it go? There it is.
Or morning. I said good morning tonight. You'll catch me saying that. Sorry about that. I'm just used to broadcasting in the morning, so it's a late night show for me.
It is. State question 832. 58% against the proposal and 42% for it. And that is with 75% of the votes in as well. So, oh no. We were doing so good.
I know. I went with the lights. Turn the lights on.
Jay, turn the light on, you guys. I don't know why.
It was getting dark outside. It's getting dark outside. All right, we got 20 minutes till the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. And sounds like a lot of these races, we get a few more precincts in, and we'll be able to, not officially, obviously, nothing is official till certified by the state and county election boards. But other than that, we should be able to say we can see a runoff here, or we may see a winner in a couple of different races.
Yes. I was going to check again, see if we've had any updates for our county commissioners. For County Commissioner District 1, 8 of 11 precincts reporting. John Wayne still in the lead with 45% of the vote. Clint Bray trailing behind him with 35% of the vote.
Okay.
So it looks like if that continues to go that way, there'll be a runoff between John Wayne and Clint Bray.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
McCurtain County District 3 County Commissioner, 8 out of 9 precincts reporting. And Johnny Caldwell is in the lead with 30% of the vote. Mitch Bishop right behind him with 18%. Lowry 17% and Elledge 16%. That is so close with those guys. So,
dang.
But only the top 2 will have the runoff, correct?
That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
Man, that is something.
All right, we'll continue watching these statewide and local contests throughout the evening and bring you updates as additional precincts report in. We got a little American Honey, Lady Antebellum, or is it just Lady? Or is it just Auntie?
I don't know.
I don't remember now.
Let's just call him Auntie.
It's Auntie on
Auntie.
Jay and Laney J coverage. Welcome back to Election Night 2026 coverage on Best Country 106. And I've got some good news for you guys that weren't wanting to stay out too late tonight. We have all precincts reporting in, and the voters of McCurtain County have spoken.
They have.
At least, unless there's a runoff.
Right. So for McCurtain County tax assessor, it looks like 30 of 30 precincts reporting. Justin Graham with 1,999 votes. Justin McCarroll with 1,443 votes. That's very close. But Justin Graham gets 58% of the vote. Justin McCarroll gets 41% of the vote.
53 to 41? Is that what that said?
53 to 41, yes, sir.
Okay.
On McCurtain County Commissioner, District number 1.
Okay.
John Wayne Williams has 493 votes. That's 44% of the vote. Clint Bray with 33% of the vote with 378. Still trailing behind about 115 votes there. So there will be a runoff between John Wayne and Clint Bray.
How about the rest of the votes there? Let's just keep rolling. I like this.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. McCurtain County Commissioner District number 3, 9 of 9 precincts reporting. Johnny Caldwell, 440 votes. That's 28% of the vote. Mitch Bishop, 321 votes. So that gives him 20% of the vote. So there'll be a runoff between those two. John P. Lowry had 16% of the vote. Doug Elledge with 15%. Robert Beck with 11%. He's your current commissioner there. And 8% for Bill Moore. So that runoff will be Johnny Caldwell and Mitch Bishop.
All right.
So
Thank you so much.
So those are...
That's County Commissioner District 1 and County Commissioner District 3 here in McCurtain County, as well as County Assessor. Now, so far, again, these are unofficial numbers here. So none of these numbers will be official until they're...
until they call it.
Yeah, with the County Election Board.
Yeah.
There we go.
So moving on to
certified
State Representative District 1. That is our district, you guys.
Yes.
Chris White led with 1,704 votes. That gave him 41% of the vote. George Phipps is right behind him with 1,361 votes. That gave him 32%. So there will be a runoff between Chris White and George Phipps. Now, Wes Watson had 14%. Austin Lord had 12%. They each had, Wes Watson had 583 votes and Austin had 505.
Okay, so those were really close there. Okay.
Yes, they were. Very interesting the way these results turned out tonight. Now, let's look at state question 832. It was 58% against it, voted no.
58% no.
Yes, and 42% yes. So that is a no-go for that. Well, actually, there's still 200 precincts left to report on that one.
Okay.
My bad.
That is statewide. Yeah. Good point.
It is statewide. So.
But it looks like the no is going to prevail in that one.
I think so.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. Josh Burkeen was leading Will Webb for United States Representative District 2. Was the last we heard.
United States Representative.
District 2. I believe Josh Burkeen.
He has right now 79% of the vote.
Yeah, he's by far. He's got that one.
He's got about 50,000 more votes.
He's got that one in the bag there.
Yes.
And what about for United States Senator in our area for the Republican side? There was Sean Buckner, Brian Reagan, Nick Hankins, Gary Ty England, and Kevin Hearn.
Kevin Hearn has 68% of the vote.
Okay.
212,000.
So it looks like he will be our next United States Senator then.
Yes.
All right. Excellent. Oh, okay. Sorry what about Corporation Commissioner?
Okay, Brad Bowles has 56% of the vote. Justin Hornback has 45. So that'll be Brad Bowles.
All right.
There's still there's still about 250 precincts that haven't reported.
Out of how many total?
1,984.
So about a fifth or a sixth of the precincts still to report in.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a whole lot, but still some numbers.
That's right.
Okay. Excellent. Well, there you go. That's the statewide, state question, as well as our local stuff going on here. The statewide stuff will go a little bit longer into the night just because there's so many more ballots.
Attorney General John Eccles is still leading there with 55% of the vote. T.W. Shannon is still leading for lieutenant governor with 54% of the vote. And for governor on the Republican, it looks like Gettner Drummond right now has 25%, as well as Mike Mazie. So there will probably be a runoff with those two, I'm sure, unless someone pulls ahead of Mike Mazie there. That's very interesting.
All right. So it looks like, as I pull this back up, just to run things back, we got 2 runoffs. No, take that back. 3 runoffs, which would be District 1, District 3, county commissioners, as well as state representative.
Yes.
All right. So 3 runoffs that will be in August. Can we see what day in August that runoff will be running? That way we'll kind of know. Of course, no matter which candidate or issue you supported, tonight belongs to the voters, people. Lots of campaigning, endless hours of knocking doors, community forums, silent auctions, public events, phone calls, yard signs. The list goes on and on. The conversations that you've had when you went out there, whether you feel like it's the numbers say you're top dog right now, maybe you're in a runoff and you feel like it's not over now, I've got to do it again. Well, feel this moment as a refreshing time. Maybe up to this point the listeners or the voters just didn't quite have all the information they wanted. Now they're going to have a clear-cut decision to make, one or the other.
That's right.
In that runoff. So just look at it as a positive. It's another chance for you, the candidate, to prove yourself to your voting public.
It looks like it may be Tuesday, August 24th or
Okay.
25th.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of in the later part.
Latter part of August. Well, that'd be late, though, because August, September.
It says Tuesday, August 25th.
25th. Okay, Tuesday, August 25th. Gotcha. Perfect. So that
So-
would be halfway in between now and November, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Give or
guess
take.
so. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, the election process works because you guys take the time to get out and vote. Maybe even one day the majority will stay informed.
That's right. I encourage you to investigate not investigate your candidates, but you know what I mean. Know all you can about the ones that you're going to be voting for. So, just pay attention.
Tonight we've watched races decided, nominations earned, and in some cases runoffs created that will send candidates back to the campaign trail for another round. So make sure you welcome these people in and find out what they have to say, because making that informed vote coming up in August or November, whichever one is the next round for you, that's important.
Yes, it is.
All right. If your campaign come up short tonight and you don't have a runoff and you will not move on past tonight, here's to running a good campaign. Like I said, here on the radio, you didn't hear mudslinging. You did statewide, but I think we can expect that. You didn't hear that with any of our local candidates.
Not on the radio.
Not on the radio. You saw it on the social media, but we all know social media is a den for that type of stuff.
That's right.
So I just want to say a big thank you to all of the candidates that came in, some of those candidates put up very good hard fights that I think personally, I am biased, I agree, but I think personally, had our listeners, had the people of this community not heard them on the radio, not heard their voice, they may not have gotten as many votes as they did.
Right.
So be proud of the votes that you earned, no matter how many that was.
That's right. I agree.
It takes a special person, a special kind of courage to put yourself out there.
It does.
So I commend all of you for running good, clean campaigns, at least here on the radio. You guys know me. I'll laugh at some funny social media stuff, but I don't pay attention to the drama on social media nearly. Somebody will bring it to me and say, "Can you believe what so-and-so said?" And I say, "Oh, that's funny."
Me.
That's fun. Yeah, usually it's Laney J. And then I say, "Oh, that's hilarious, funny stuff." And then I move on with my life, never to think about it.
Because I be mad. And then Jay's like, don't give them your energy. All right.
Yeah,
I won't.
That's it. All right. On that note, that's going to do it for us. I want to say a big thank you once again to our sponsors, Cheryl's Pharmacy, Nova, and Idabel National Bank.
Awesome, folks. Thank y'all.
Absolutely. They made it happen. It was all them tonight.